So on this day, I started perceiving petrol smell in my car from the engine area, and I noticed my car is burning too much fuel. So I decided to contact my mechanic because I could not move the car to his workshop to help me check. But unfortunately, he was very busy and didn't even bother picking my calls. So I decided to fix it myself and also share with you how I was able to get it fixed with just some simple tools. Okay, for us to do this now, I noticed that there is a 10mm bracket bolt around the fuel rail which we have to remove. So the first thing is that we have to remove the hose around it. Check well if there's no other hose so that you can access the point of where you can loosen this 10mm bolt. That's what I'm pointing out there. So look for your socket, but I don't have socket. I just have my own pipe spanner, so I use that, you can see, to loosen this bolt so that I can have free access to turn the fuel rail to the other side after loosening. Otherwise, if you go straightly to loosen the two bolts at the top of the fuel rail, you won't be able to move it to the side. So you can see now that it's free. Okay, good. It's free now. So which means I can now proceed to the next position by loosening the two bolts at the fuel rail at the top of it. So this is 12. Yes, this is 12mm also bolt that we need to loosen to make the fuel rail free so that we can twist it to the other side. Next, we have to unplug all the injectors, but before you do that, there is a clip on it which you have to just squeeze gently that locks each of the injector in. We do it all through for the four, and make sure you pull the wire aside so that it won't obstruct your loosening of that bolt on the fuel rail. So we'll do it for the third one now. You can see you have to press it gently. Sometimes it might be hard. So I'm done removing these clips that is holding down these injectors. So next now, I have this bolt. You can see my spanner. That's 12mm bolt I have to loosen at the top of the fuel rail so that I can have access to the nozzle, and then I'll bring it out. You can see. So now it's lifting up. So it is advisable for you to clean up this the part of the top of your engine because of dust, because I noticed that in my own when I was doing it, because some of the dust was able to escape through into the engine when the fuel was pouring out. So I've removed it. You can see because of the racket I was able to remove, then I was able to flip this fuel rail into to the right hand side of the engine. Then see, I try to use tissue paper to dry the fuel that poured out off so that it won't get into the engine. I would advise you not to use tissue paper because I know tissue paper was cutting around it, so that's not safe enough. So you can use a very small rag to do that. So I was able to access these nozzles. Now I'm bringing it out also. Some came out with a cap and some did not, so you don't need to force it. So like what I always do, I like to arrange everything I'm doing accordingly. So for you to remove the nozzle that are stuck into the fuel rail, you just have to wiggle it back and forth, or like shake it back and forth. It's going to come out. Then you see, yeah, I noticed that the OIC of this injector is bad. You can see it's chopping off. So that is what allows fuel to be leaking at the top of my engine. So I look for a tissue paper to dry it up, and so next is for you to get a filter. So this filter is what we are going to use to make the injector or the nozzle head to be free from either dust or probably fuel particle that have blocked it. So you can get it from any store, and then once you get that done, we bring each of the nozzle. But you need to see that's the nozzle head. You can see that it's very, very dirty, so fuel is not able to come out freely from it. So with that, it's stuck, and therefore will start leaking at the at the top. That's a cap. This one came out with a cap, though not all of them came out with a cap. Some the cap was stuck inside. Don't force it, just leave it like that. So anyone that came with the cap, leave it, then you put it back. So also from I blow out the injector from the injector side, which is the part that enter into the fuel rail. So I have my 2 wire, because it's is a machine. We can't just blow it, so we need to make it work. We need to make it work to blow out this filter I'm going to use in it. So I'll plug to the battery. Be careful, somebody might help you here. I'll plug to the battery, negative, positive. Then somebody can help you hold it to the battery while you pump in this filter. So immediately you do this, you find out that some of the injectors, I noticed that they are not blowing out like this one. So you see, I did that at first. See, somebody is helping me to plug it to the battery. Don't make it long. Then I try to also clean the body. Every part I feel like is dusty or fuel log, there's oil log or anything, I do like 2-3 times to each one, so that to confirm that the injector mouth is very, very clean. See this one, I'm trying it for the second time. You can see that it's blowing better than before. So once I do that, I noticed that my hand was really freezing. It's DIY, so I suggest you get a glove when you are doing it. It's really, really freezing and you might not be able to endure it. So after that, I clean it up with tissue paper. You might decide to use cloth, so that because after blowing the filter, I noticed that there's kind of it's a gas. There's a kind of air bubble that is coming out of the body. Then now it's for me to remove the oil seal. Like I said, 2 things I'm going to do is to what? Clean the injector mouth and change the oil seal, because the oil seal are already chopped off. So I'm sliding in a new one now. You can see, I noticed the old one I removed wasn't that firm, but this one was very firm. So I'm doing it accordingly. So I also arrange the nozzles according to the way I remove it from the car, so I won't mess it up. Then after a while, I noticed that one of the nozzle is not firing at all and the oil seal is very weak. So I went to the store. I get the same product, which is Denso, but the only thing you notice is that it's different color. So that is not a problem, but make sure it's the same product, because when you get to the market, they might just say, oh, we can just give them your car Precision, and they'll just give you any one, which you might bring home and might not still work. You can see this new one came with cap and also the oil seal, but I noticed the oil seal is not that firm. You can see it's not that firm, so I have to change it with the new oil seal I bought, so that I can get my car fixed properly. So you fixing it back again after you've serviced everything you need to clean, or you've cleaned anything you need to clean, is just for you to wiggle it in again. Sometimes it might be very difficult for you to slide in. In my case, it was very easy to slide in back. So what I did is that you can rub some little oil around the oil seal mouth, so that you can slide into the fuel rail easily. So you do that, check, make sure it's sliding firmly. You can see I'm confirming, and do that for the rest of the 4 injectors after you've cleaned every part that you think you need to clean and change the oil seal. You can see that when I'm fixing into the fuel rail, they are really, really, really firm in. So that's a new one. I decide to put that one on at the outside part in case I'm having problem after I'm done fixing. The most difficult part of it is after you fix the injectors to the fuel rail, is for you now to put it back into the engine. You have to be very, very careful in putting it back. So I tried it for a couple of times. It wasn't possible. So I cleaned up some part there so that the particles will not go in there. So at the end, I finally get the positioning. So be very careful. Don't rush. It's DIY. You're not the mechanic. You're just trying to do it on your own. You see, don't rush it. I got it. And I was able that I confirmed that I'm able to set it in very, very well. Then I started putting the bolt back into it. And then after I did that, I didn't over tighten it. So be careful so that you don't over tighten. Then the racket by the side, I didn't slide in the bolt yet. So I'm putting back the clip now to the injectors. Then I put the hose back, so that you just test. Remember, they both at the side of it. I haven't tightened it. It's just for me to test if what I've done is working, so that in case if there's any fault, I don't keep losing over again. So make sure everything is intact, and then it's time for us to test. You see, I'm shaking it to know if anyone is still shaking. I notice they are firm to a reasonable point, which I feel I'm okay to start it now. So after fixing everything, at first when I start the car, I notice the car is not starting, but I know the reason. It's because the oil has not, the fuel is because the fuel has not supplied to the fuel rail yet. So that is why I have to start it a couple of times before it comes off. So after the third try, the car came on. But if you notice that noise, that was my belt making noise. That wasn't from the engine. You notice after a while that noise will go away. No, leave it. No fuel is dropping. Yay! We did it. No single fuel is dropping. You can see no fuel dropping. We are still going to drive around and see. Put it in gear. Drove the car around, so put it in gear. Make sure you do this procedure, because sometimes when pressure, this thing has to do with pressure. So you have to drive the car and put it in gear, speed up a little bit, so that to confirm that what you've done is very okay. So open it again. No fuel drop at the top of the engine. So it's now time for me to tighten back the bolts at the rackets. See, so that to make everything in good position. Then put back the hose and then the cover of the engine. So that's how you change your car injector, or replace oil seal, or service the injector or the nozzle for Toyota Corolla 05. So there you go.